All right, welcome. This is DB Talking Now, DB Talking Birds, DB Talking Philadelphia Eagles. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Look, we have some Carson Wentz updates, some big Carson Wentz updates, so I'll go ahead and jump right into it. It seems like actually the Chicago Bears, as of recent reports, are still number one front runner in the sweepstakes for the for quarterback Carson Wentz from the Philadelphia Eagles. That is the more recent news regarding the Carson Wentz saga. Here is the thing, and this could be the thing as reported that could be holding up this trade. Carson Wentz is doing everything in his power to keep that from happening. Carson Wentz is doing everything in his power to make sure that he goes to Indianapolis. Now, the Indianapolis Colts want Carson Wentz. Chicago Bears are the front runner as far as trade negotiations are concerned. So it's causing a delay. Obviously, we want to do right by Carson Wentz, right? You know, we don't want to leave any bad blood in the water. So obviously, you know, we want to do everything we can to see if we can get Carson Wentz to Indy as per his own wishes. But here's the thing. It takes one little detail for the Indianapolis Colts to bring Carson Wentz and for Carson Wentz to get what he wants. The Indianapolis Colts need to throw in a first rounder. So as of right now, Chicago Bears are front runner, but Carson Wentz is doing everything in his power to go to Indy, and that is what could be throwing this trade into a delay. I see somebody has joined. Please leave your comments or questions in the live chat so we can get to talking. And here's the thing about that too. You know, this entire Carson Wentz saga, as of late, obviously has gotten quiet. We know that for a fact, but it has picked up in the form of Zach Ertz. And so now Zach Ertz is part of that trade package. So if Carson Wentz goes, does Zach Ertz go with, and what does that exactly look like? As of recent reports, I heard that the Washington football team are kicking the tires on Russell Wilson, so that kind of scares me a little bit. But we'll get more into that a little bit later. You know, we'll just have to see how that plays out. Can you blame Carson Wentz for doing everything in his power to go to Indy and not Chicago? No, of course you can't. You know who they have in Chicago? Nick Foles. You know who they have in Chicago? John DeFilippo. John DeFilippo and Carson Wentz did not get along in 2016 and in 2017, and I want to talk about this for a little bit, because as a rookie, and look, I still have admiration, I still have appreciation for Carson Wentz, but as a rookie quarterback in 2016 and a 1-year pro in 2017, why are you not getting along with your coaches? Now I get it. Like, you're gonna have disagreements. They're gonna come, they're gonna go, but you shouldn't be establishing a healthy stream of stubbornness with your coaches at that point in time. You shouldn't. That should have been warning number one. And that's probably why they never brought John DeFilippo back when he failed, when they brought him over to Jacksonville, I believe it was, or Minnesota. I believe it was actually Minnesota. He became the offensive coordinator in Minnesota. And that's probably why they didn't bring him back after that. So I mean, after putting all these pieces together, I mean, there's been contributions from both sides that contributed to this divorce. And by both sides, I mean Howie Roseman, and I mean Carson Wentz as well. And AJ Styles says, did you hear Justin Fields is going to the Philadelphia Eagles? Look, AJ, I understand. I saw your comment earlier, and I like Justin Fields, and I know that you and I have talked about this before. And Justin Fields is one of those quarterback prospects that is exciting, and is definitely going to be one to look for as we approach the draft. It's certainly an option. The Philadelphia Eagles could certainly go that route with quarterback at pick 6. But but there's a few teams before pick 6 that could take Justin Fields. We're looking at the New York Jets, pick number 2. We're looking at the Atlanta Falcons at pick number 4. But if Justin Fields falls to 6 and the Eagles aren't completely sold on Jalen Hurts, or they just want to bring in somebody to compete with Jalen Hurts, then I do see Justin Fields as an option. But me personally, I don't think I would go that route. I think that they're sold on going forward with Jalen Hurts and bringing in another guy to compete with him in a different way. It's just I don't think that they're gonna use a first round pick for a quarterback. I don't think that they're leaning that way. I think they're gonna try and get a playmaker either on the offense or either on the defense. Or if Penei Sewell falls, I think that they definitely go with offensive tackle Penei Sewell. But what do you think? What do you think? Are you excited about that rumor? I know that there was a mock draft put out by someone. I believe it was somebody at ESPN who had the Eagles trading up to 2 with the Jets to take Justin Fields. Now, that's a pretty tall glass of water to trade up to number 2. Now, we saw the Eagles do that in 2016. Would they do it again? Who knows? But it's a pretty tall task. I know New York Jets fans believe, or I know New York Jets fans are not completely sold on the Jets taking a quarterback there. I know the New York Jets fans are not completely sold on the Jets staying put at 2. So it could be a possible thing. You could be absolutely correct with that, AJ. Tell me what you think. What do you like about Justin Fields, and what do you think he could bring to the Philadelphia Eagles if the Eagles do go that route? Now, yes, both parties contributed. Both parties contributed to this divorce. And Carson Wentz isn't doing anybody any favors. But you know what? The truth of the matter is the Eagles could literally just say "fuck you, Carson" and trade him to the Bears. I believe this. I believe the Bears have overvalued Carson, like they said that they did. They feel like they overvalued Carson with their trade offer. And with the recent report, I do not believe that they pulled that offer like I was beginning to think that they did. And they're still heavily involved. Obviously, as the recent report says, they are still the front runners. So in my belief, and this is me theorizing, my belief, I think Howie Roseman is going to give this entire thing a deadline. I think he's at that point now because they have a deadline that they do have to hit, and that it is that March 16th or 18th date before that 10 million, before Carson's cap hit increases by $10 million, and that's $10 million bonus that does kick in. So they definitely want it to happen before then, but Carson's not returning Howie Roseman's calls. So we have to remember that too. To be fair, Carson is continuing to act like a bitter baby. He really is. He's not doing himself a solid in the eye in the public eye. He's really not. He's not saying anything. He's not doing anything to increase his public image. He doesn't really have much to fall back on other than the fact that he can fall back on the other reasons for why this team has played so poor. Things like injury, things like inefficiency on offense and scheme, and wide receivers are not getting open and things like that. But give me 1 second here. That's lovely. My roommate brought me a slice of pizza that I'll enjoy with you, AJ. Cheers. Phenomenal. All right. So So yeah, he's not doing much of anything. He's not doing much of anything to increase his public image, and it's one of those things where you don't have much to fall back on, dude. You don't, other than the injuries, other than the young youth at wide receiver and their poor play, other than but here's the thing about that. There's two reasons for that. We didn't have an offseason. And so it's like that hinders both sides in trade negotiations. Because Howie's trying to get the most he can for Carson Wentz, and Carson Wentz is trying to get to Indy. But here's the deal. Howie Roseman's doing Carson Wentz a solid when he really just doesn't need to. He really just doesn't need to. I'm curious as to what that trade package from the Chicago Bears is. You know what I mean? So I wonder if it's Roquan Smith. I wonder if that rumor was true. You know what I mean? So, phenomenal pizza. Gotta say, sheesh. I think this thing goes down by the end of the week. Now that rumor came out. AJ Styles says, I think you bigger Philadelphia Eagles. Just asking. I'm not sure what you mean. AJ. Do I think I'm a bigger Philadelphia Eagles fan? Not sure. My fandom is my fandom. My fandom, it's the fandom is different for everybody. Just like life, really. I mean, the way I see things are going to be different than the way that you see things. The way that some of the other subscribers, like Franklin, is going to be different than the way that the way that I see things is going to be different than the way Franklin sees things. Other YouTubers like Philly 500. Or Lord Brunson, if you're familiar with those guys, or Joey Shakes, or even Sports Talk with Rhodes. Our perspectives and perception is going to be, our perspectives are going to be different because our perception is different. But that's what separates us as humans, and that separates our personality. You know what I mean? So the fact of the matter is this, though, is that we do agree on a lot of things because we do have similarities in the way that we do think, because we do feel like there are certain things that the Philadelphia Eagles can do to rejuvenate the team, to rejuvenate the success of the team, to be able to rebuild, to be able to get back to the tip and the top of the mountain. And some of those processes we agree on, and some of those processes we can say are the same in getting there. We all think that rebuilding the defense is one of those keys to getting there. We all say that adding more playmakers on the offense is the key to getting there. Making sure that you have consistent quarterback play is a key to getting there. Making sure that you have a more creative scheme is a key to getting there. Would I say that I'm a bigger Philadelphia Eagles fan? I'm not going to say that because my fandom is different from everybody else's fandom. Just like my experiences are going to be different from everybody else's. I am from Philadelphia, and so I have, and so I feel it in my veins, just like every other Philadelphian feels the Eagles in their veins, and the Phillies in their veins, and the 76ers in their veins, and the Flyers in their veins. And it's just a way of being. You know what I mean? So I don't compare my fandom to anybody else. I hope I answered your question. I'm not sure. I wasn't sure if I but but I wasn't even sure if that was the question that you were asking. But I hope I answered it. I hope I answered it. So Zach Ertz and Carson Wentz could be going to the same team together. There's a part of me that is a little bit skeptical on that. I do feel a little bit of skepticism towards Zach Ertz and Carson Wentz going to the same team, especially if Howie Roseman does just end up saying, c'est la vie to Carson and just sends him to the Bears for whatever high priority package that they gave them, or that they offered them, and send Zach Ertz to the Seahawks, because Zach Ertz is either going to the Seahawks or he's going to the Colts. I don't think the Bears have expressed interest in I don't think the Bears have expressed interest in Zach Ertz. I think it's either the Colts or the Seahawks. So not sure. I'm not sure how Howie Roseman is going to play that one. If he in fact is interested in selling a package as opposed to one player. Now I've spoken in previous streams about that, where I think that he would rather sell a package than just one player at this point, because I think that he wants to get as many picks back as he possibly can. For a package that does include Carson Wentz. So we'll just have to see. But yeah, just to say, Carson Wentz, as of recent reports, he is probably the reason that this trade is getting delayed. He is probably the reason that this trade is getting delayed. The Bears have offered the top package, and Carson's doing everything in his power to go to the Indianapolis Colts, and we cannot blame him, because head coach Frank Reich is there, and John DeFilippo, who he does not get along with, is in Chicago, along with quarterback Nick Foles. Nicky Six. Pizza's done. Damn it. Kyle Trask. Yeah. Kyle Trask. Yeah. No, I like Kyle Trask. AJ Styles says Kyle Trask. I like Kyle Trask. I really do. I don't see Kyle Trask going in the first round, as I've mentioned before. But he is one of those guys who I do see could possibly a GM or a head coach could possibly take him higher than he's supposed to go. You know what I mean? So, but that's because he does have a high ceiling. Kyle Trask does have a high ceiling. He's a bit of a statue in the pocket, in my opinion, but that can be worked on. I love the way that Kyle Trask climbs the pocket. He's phenomenal at stepping up in the pocket. For me, though, he does deliver a little bit. He does deliver too many of his passes with a slow. He has a slow windup, I think. He has a little bit of a slow windup, but there are times where I've seen him absolutely fire a rocket. But I think that's another thing that can be worked on. The other thing to go along with that too is he just puts a little bit too much velocity on some of his, a little bit too much air, not velocity, but a little bit too much air on some of his passes as well. I've seen some of his passes that he's thrown out to the flat, to the running back, that took a little bit too long to get there, and a little bit too long for my liking, but that's okay. He does remind me a little bit of Carson Wentz, and I do like that, but he's got a little bit to work on. So that's why I say maybe second round. If he falls, I don't see him falling anywhere past early third round at all. But I think whatever team gets him will be getting a phenomenal quarterback that they can develop into somebody who could possibly be, a longtime starter in the NFL and possibly a perennial Pro Bowler. I really do. I wonder, and because of that reason, I wonder if the Patriots take a shot on him in the second round. I think he would be a phenomenal pickup for the Patriots and Bill Belichick. I just think that would be a perfect pairing. So, AJ, I don't know if you caught my 2-day with my good buddy Patrick J. We did over the weekend. We did a day 1 and a day 2. We did the breakdowns of the draft and picks 1 through 10. It was absolutely phenomenal. Great conversations that we had. Talked about the different prospects that we could possibly go over, and sleeper linebacker pick that I had was Jabril Cox out of LSU, who transferred from NDSU, North Dakota State. And he's one of those guys who's a bit raw. He's 6'4", 230 though, so he's got good size, but he could probably he could probably build some more size to his frame. But would be a great pickup for us, a linebacker pickup for us in the early second or second to third round to add defense, add playmakers to that defense. So let me go ahead and check something here. So the Eagles also did finally make their first transaction under the Nick Sirianni era today. And it was a guy that is familiar with defensive coordinator Jonathan Gannon, because he was on the Colts during that time. And his name is cornerback Shaquille Taylor. They claimed him off of the New York Giants practice squad. So cornerback Shaquille Taylor. Let me see if I can bring up some more information on Shaquille. Give me 1 second here. But I like that. I like that Jonathan Gannon is familiar with this guy. If you guys remember, that's kind of the very first thing that Jim Schwartz did in 2016. We brought in Nigel Bradham, who was with Jim Schwartz when he was the defensive coordinator with the Bills. And Nigel Bradham did some great things for us. I don't think we should have let him go. I mean, he did start to underperform a little bit, but during the first 2 years, 2016, 2017, he was absolutely phenomenal. So, yeah, Taylor is only 24. So that's good. He's young. He's not an older guy, but he opted out last season just because of the COVID risk. So he did not play last season. Hopefully he stayed in good shape, though. Hopefully he stayed in good shape, because I'm sure he's going to be a cornerback that will compete in camp, because we definitely need it. AJ Styles said Brian Johnson is still a quarterback coach for the Philadelphia Eagles. Yes, he is. I know that. I know that for sure. I am excited about Brian Johnson, that quarterback coach. I'm excited about him. He did some great things for Dak Prescott. He's got ties to Jalen Hurts. He's got ties to possibly a future first-round pick for the Philadelphia Eagles and Kyle Pitts. And I'm excited. I'm excited for seeing what Brian Johnson will bring to that quarterback room for the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, obviously, they have some moves to make. They're going to have to bring in another quarterback to compete with Jalen Hurts, probably add another quarterback as well, and we'll have to see what the fate is going to look like for Nate Sudfeld, whether he's going to be back. But as far as I know, I'm pretty sure Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie both like Nate Sudfeld, so I don't expect him to go anywhere. I expect him to compete. But this could be a camp, though, where we see Nate Sudfeld possibly be cut, because he might be competing for a second string or third string spot. So, and if he gets beat out for the second string and then he gets beat out for the third string, he could be gone. So, but that's pretty much all I wanted to report to you guys today. AJ, thank you for joining, my man. It was great to hear from you. Great to talk to you. Have a happy Tuesday. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday evening, my man. Stay safe. Stay healthy. I'll be on it with the updates as much as I possibly can, and be with you guys and do an emergency update whenever this thing goes down, because I'm pretty sure it is going down soon. The lightning will strike, and it will be pandemonium, and it will be absolute chaos, but it will be exciting at the same time. And AJ, please, if you would like to show your loving support, go to streamlabs.com/dbtalkingnow/tip. That's streamlabs.com/dbtalkingnow/tip to do a donation. Anything that you donate is redistributed into this stream to bring you better content stream. And then also we have a new merch store as well. It is streamlabs.com/dbtalkingnow/merch. That is streamlabs.com/dbtalkingnow/merch. And we have quite a few items on there. There's going to be more to come. And right now we have t-shirts, we have long sleeve shirts, we even have a raincoat with extra pockets. So if you like to add accessories on your person, that's always a good thing too. We have tank tops, so you can rep DB Talking Now while working out. If you are working out at the gym, you can work out at home. But if you work out at the gym, make sure you wear a face cover because we have a crazy little thing called COVID. But we have face covers as well, so you can, rep DB Talking Now while being safe and healthy, wearing your face cover. So anyway, this is DB Talking Now, DB Talking Birds, DB Talking Philadelphia Eagles. Again, AJ, have a beautiful evening, my man, and thank you so much for the beautiful conversation. Stay safe, stay healthy. Go Birds, baby.